Hello aspirants, welcome to Bharat Kranti channel. In this video, we are going to discuss all about UPSC Civil Services Examination or UPSC CSE. I am sure many of you have heard about UPSC Civil Services Examination or UPSC CSE. You have heard about UPSC CSE. Many people want to prepare for UPSC CSE because many people know they are very powerful jobs, they are very important, they are very prestigious. You want to prepare for civil services, but I am telling you, before starting any activity in life, it is very important to sit and gather all the basic and necessary information by ourselves. The things we have heard about UPSC CSE from others may be only partially true or may even be completely wrong. There can be knowledge in your gaps. So to fill all the gaps in your knowledge, it is very important to sit and gather all the necessary information, and that is the intent of our whole video. We are going to tell you all the basic things about UPSC CSE in this video. So I recommend all the aspirants who are about to start their preparation, who have just started their preparation, and even I will also recommend this video to all the aspirants who have already started their preparation but could not clear prelims till now. I will recommend this video to those people also. So please do watch this video from the start to end. Okay, in this video we are going to see what is UPSC Civil Services Examination and why it is considered difficult. Some people claim it as the world's most difficult exam. So we will see why. Then we will debunk some common misconceptions about this exam. We will try to understand the actual reality of this exam. We will see what is UPSC actually testing in every candidate through this exam. Then we will see what are the various civil services posts recruited through this examination. Then we will see the examination pattern and the whole examination cycle, the process from the notification till the final result. The notification, the preliminary examination, the mains examination, the interview and the final result. This whole process from start to end is called examination cycle. Then we will see what are optional subjects in this UPSC CSE, why there is an optional subject and which you should choose as optional, etc. We will discuss in this video. Then at the end, after knowing all the basic things, after getting all the necessary information, the fundamental information, then we will have a discussion on who should consider preparing for UPSC CSE, whose personality naturally suits this UPSC CSE, whether you should prepare or if you prepare, how to prepare, what are the minimum requirements or standards for this exam, etc. we will see. Okay, as I'm telling you, before starting any activity in life, it is very important to understand the purpose and philosophy of that particular thing. To understand what and why, we should ask ourselves, what is this? Why is this? Okay, so before starting UPSC preparation, first to try to understand why there is such a thing called civil services in India. What is this civil services? Why is government recruiting people into this? What I have to do to get recruited into this? So you have to understand the purpose and philosophy of UPSC CSE preparation. You should ask these questions: what, why, etc. So I am telling you, this is a very critical requirement in this preparation. Welcome to the world of UPSC CSE. Now the days of spoon feeding are gone. I am pretty sure in your school days, in your 11th and 12th class, or even in your graduation, there will be a book or set of books for every subject. Questions will definitely come from that book and you have to read that book, and in the exam questions will come, you have to answer. People who have read the recommended books will score well, 80%, 90%, 95%, 8 point, 9 point, 9.5, or people who have not read those prescribed books will score poorly. Whatever is your position, all of you are spoon fed. You are told what to do. You are told how to do. You are told the end purpose. And whatever is told, whatever is prescribed, that is exactly what is going to happen. No surprises, nothing. But this is not the case with UPSC CSE. No more spoon feeding. Surprises are part of this preparation. Now you are an adult. You have to do all your own work. No one is going to do anything for you. No coaching institution is going to do all the work for you. Any coaching institution, any video on YouTube, whether you pay 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakhs, any amount of money, all the answer writing you will take, all the optional classes you will take, anything consists of only 10% preparation. Majority of the work you have to do on your own. And to do all of that in the optimum way, you have to ask these questions continuously, what and why. So I will say, to become a good aspirant, it is very important to become a good philosopher to some extent. You have to constantly ask. If there is something called essay paper, you should first understand why there is an essay paper in this UPSC examination. What I have to write in this essay paper. If there is an ethics paper, you should understand why there is an ethics paper. What I should write in this ethics paper. What is expected in this ethics paper. Same for optional. Why there is such thing called optional. What is expected in this optional. So, to become a good civil services aspirant, it is very important to become a good philosopher to some extent. Not too much of a philosopher like Aristotle or Plato. Don't go overboard. Don't become an overthinker. Stop where you should. Start where you should. Stop where you should. Okay. Now, starting this actual purpose and philosophy discussion. What are civil services? Why is government is recruiting people into these civil services? What you should do to get recruited, etc. Let us see. So let us start from here. All of us are part of this beautiful country called India. It is a very large country. It is a sovereign country. It is an independent country. There are no British masters here anymore. And the power in this country is in the hands of the people. It is a democracy. Power is not concentrated in the hands of a king. There is no monarchy. There is no permanent ruler here. People frequently choose their rulers. People are the actual rulers. There are no masters here. So my point is, we are managing all of our affairs. All the affairs of this country within this geography, within this border by ourselves. And this land is not easy to rule. It is very lengthy from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. It is very wide from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. It is having islands also, not just mainland, Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep. It is very diverse in geography. We have deserts, we have Himalayas, we have plains, we have islands. We have many languages, we have many cultures, we have many religions. It is a very, very diverse country, very difficult country to rule. But we have to manage our own affairs, all of our affairs. No foreigner is coming and getting involved in our affairs. How we are going to deal this? How we are going to rule ourselves? How we are going to govern ourselves? Managing our own affairs is the process of governance. It is called governance. So to do all of this, to govern ourselves, we have made a rule book to ourselves, which is called Constitution of India. So what is Constitution of India? It is a, simply put, it is a rule book. Basic rule book. We will write rules, Article 1, Article 2. And in this rule book, we have listed out who will have which power. That means who will have what set of powers to rule over the country. Which powers can be given to which particular set of the people. And this is how we have divided the powers. We have not concentrated all the powers in any single person hand or a single group's hand. We have divided the powers in a very wide manner. The first type of distribution is vertical distribution. So vertically we have divided powers at 3 levels. First level is union or central level. What is union or central level? So this is the level that takes care of whole country from length and breadth. Then the next level is medium level or state level. It is at the middle. Then the third level is local level. Whether it is urban local body or rural local body or district, it is at the local level, the near locality to you. So in India, the governance levels are divided into 3 and powers are divided into 3. Union government will have some powers, state government will have some powers, and local governments will have some powers. And it is written in the constitution itself. This is called vertical power. I will connect all of this theory to our civil services in the next slide. Okay, first understand this basic, then once I have connected the links among them, then it will make whole sense. We have also divided the power in horizontal level also. So if this is vertical level, we did not stop here. Within the vertical, we have divided power in horizontal level also. Within the middle level, we have divided the power in horizontal level also. We have done like this. This is horizontal distribution. This is vertical distribution. So under horizontal distribution, we have divided all the powers in the constitution. We have divided all the powers of the constitution into 3 ways. One is law making power. One is law making power or making of rules. Some people get to make the rules and some people has to execute these rules or laws. They will only implement. They will not make it. They will only implement. Like take this example. Legislature can say 15% corporate tax is imposed on all companies in India. This is the rule. All companies in India has to pay 15% tax. But these legislative people will not go physically and collect it. They will only make the rule. Who will collect? Executive will collect. So there will be a set of people who will either design a website and help that particular company to pay this 15% tax online, or they will send a person to this company to collect the payment physically. So those who will make rules are different. Those who will implement the rules are different. Then when making rules and when implementing rules, there will be dispute. These disputes will be resolved by judiciary. So we have divided the powers into 3 ways. Rule making, rule implementation, grievance redressal. Solving problems arising out of this rule making and rule implementation. So this is horizontal distribution of power. And in India, this is manifested as this. So all of the people who are making laws, all the group of people who are making laws are called legislature. All the group of people who are implementing, executing these laws are called executive. The group of people who are resolving the grievances, disputes arising out of making and executing laws are called judiciary. So this is the general structure of government in India. See, when I say government, it can be used in 2 senses. One is all the people who have given power to manage all the affairs in India. That means all the legislature, executive and judiciary. All of this group of people together can be called government. This is one sense. But there is also another meaning which we use in day to day when we say government. So among all of these different organs or different bodies of government, legislature, executive, judiciary, executive is the most powerful body. So because executive is the most powerful body, we will also call executive as government in our day-to-day sense. So government can mean 2 things. One is all of the people who are given power by the constitution in the largest sense, and in the narrow sense or in the day-to-day usage. When someone says government, they usually mean the executive. That means the group of the people who are tasked with executing the laws. Now guess where civil services comes. Civil servants are executives. Civil servants are part of this executive. So when you become civil servant, after clearing this UPSC Civil Services examination, what you are going to do? You are going to execute laws made by the parliament or legislature of a given state. You are going to execute laws made by a particular legislature. So, civil servants are part of executive. Hope now you have understood why I am telling you all of this. So, we are in India. We are managing all of our affairs through a rule book called Constitution. This Constitution distributes powers in various ways. It gives the power to execute laws to a group of body called executives. You are part of this executive. Okay, civil servants are part of executive. And executives can be divided into two types. First one is political executive. So at the union level, if you ask, at the central level, if you ask me, President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, Prime Minister have many ministers, Minister of Coal, Minister of Renewable Energy, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Petroleum, okay, Ministry of Home, Minister of Defense. So there will be some ministers under the Prime Minister and President above all. So all of these are political executives. Why they are political? Because they come through political process. They become executives not through examinations like you. They become executives through political process. That means they will get elected by the people. Because ultimate power is in the hands of the people. So even though they have come through political process, they are the superior executive. They sit above the civil servants. Okay? And they decide the policy. What is formulation or deciding of policy? Like they will decide whether India should be closer to USA or India should be closer to Russia. They will make the decision making. Let's say there is a COVID. Where should we get the vaccine? We should get the vaccine from USA or Russia or England, or should we make the vaccine within India? The decisions are taken by the executive. The policies are formulated by the executive. Okay. Now the second type of executive is permanent executive, which are you, the civil servants. So now you are preparing for this examination to become part of permanent executive. Why this is called permanent executive? Because political executives are only for maximum 5 years. In India, every 5 years we will conduct elections, whether it is union level or state level. All political executives are only of 5 years. In the year 2013, our Prime Minister was Dr. Manmohan Singh, and this year our Prime Minister was Shri Narendra Modi. No one knows who will be the Prime Minister in 2030. Okay, so political executives keep on changing. They are not permanent. But this is not good for a nation if the rulers continuously changing and policies continuously changing. One person comes, becomes closer to USA, one person comes, becomes closer to China, another person becomes closer to Pakistan. One person who is a Hindu, he applies a separate policy. Next Prime Minister who may be a Sikh religion, he may be applying different policy. So this keeps on changing and it is not good for any country. So there is a need for some stability, some permanency in the executive, and that is the reason why government recruits some people in permanent positions as civil servants. And why they work under the political executive? Because ultimate power is in the hands of the people and people are electing this political executive to represent them. They are representatives of people. Civil servants are not representatives of people. They have not come through electoral process. You are just experts, because politicians may not be experts in every field. We know how elections happen in India. Money dominates, caste dominates, religion dominates. An illiterate can be completely a high level minister in India. It can be possible. You don't know what is petroleum, but you can be the Minister of Petroleum. It is possible in India, but that is harmful for the country, and that is why we are recruiting these permanent executives who are experts in their field, who actually administrates, who actually governs the country at every region, and they will provide some continuity. Okay, so where do you fit in this whole political or administrative setup of India? You will fit under the permanent executive. You are the aspiring civil servant. So this is what you are preparing for. Hope you have understood. Okay, first understand the importance. So if government of India is recruiting you for this purpose, how you should be? You cannot be an ordinary person who is grieving for years and years over loss of your love. Who is a person who does not take care of your own health, who is a person gets depressed easily, who is a person who gets manipulated easily, a person who speaks without any knowledge, without understanding things. You cannot be that person because you are being recruited to a very higher level job to give stability to whole of India. You are the actual administrators of the country. Okay, first understand the importance, then you will understand the level of standards required in this examination. Then if I take all the civil services in India, all the civil servant jobs in India, I can categorize them into three types. One is all India services. What is all India service? All India service means throughout India. You will be recruited at the national level. Union government will recruit you, but you can be posted anywhere in India. It is an all India service. You can be put under Union government, you can be put under Andhra Pradesh government, you can be put under Nagaland government, you can be put under Gujarat government. So you can be posted at anywhere in India. That is why it is all India services. Throughout India, services of these people are required. An example is IAS or Indian Administrative Service. What are the other all India services? There are three all India services in India: IAS, IPS and Indian Forest Service, IFOS. Okay. So these all India services are the most prestigious of all. These are the most important ones. So the standards required for this examination, which is recruiting all India services, should be very high because the people need to be of top level. They cannot be ordinary persons. So government has formed a special organization for this purpose called Union Public Service Commission, and government is recruiting people into this all India services through this Union Public Service Commissions or UPSC, which maintains very high standards. This is the premier recruiting agency in India. This is an agency formed to have high standards in the examination. Okay. The purpose is to maintain very high standards. Then the next set comes as central services. It is in the name, these are central services. So you will be directly working under the central government, union government. When you are recruited into central services, you will not work under any state government. You will not be posted under a state. You will be posted under the union government. You will report to central government. And all the jobs under central civil services are categorized into A, B, C, D. Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. What is this Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D? Based on the power and responsibility of every position, these were categorized into different groups. The group which is having the highest power and highest responsibility is Group A. So among the central services, Group A is the most prestigious after all India services. Then comes Group B, then comes Group C, and least powerful, least responsible positions are Group D. So we are recruiting into central services, and these central services jobs are further categorized into Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. And who recruits people into this Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D? So this same UPSC, which maintains high standards, it is also given the responsibility of recruiting people into this Group A, which are also most important after all India services, and some Group B jobs, which are the most important jobs among Group B. So all India services, all Group A central services, and most important Group B services are recruited by this UPSC, which maintains the very high standards in the exam. Then there is another agency called Staff Selection Commission, SSC, which recruits the Group B, the remaining Group B jobs, whatever UPSC has not recruiting, and the Group C and Group D jobs. So the Group B jobs which are not recruited by UPSC and the Group C jobs and all the Group D jobs are recruited by Staff Selection Commission. Then comes state services. What are state services? These are services under each state government. So every state will have something called a State Public Service Commission. Telangana will have Telangana State Public Service Commission. UP will have UP Public Service Commission. Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission. So every state will have its own Public Service Commission, and that recruits people into state services, state civil servant jobs. Okay, so this is how the whole recruitment into various kind of civil services happen in India. Most premier agency being UPSC, SSC, and the remaining are state PSCs. So when I say UPSC CSE, understand you are not just recruited into the most important jobs, you are being recruited by the topmost recruiting agency in India, which is intentionally created to maintain very high standards. So you cannot prepare to this exam like you have done your graduation or you have studied in your school or 11th and 12th. This requires very high effort. Please do understand that. So we have a dedicated high standards maintaining recruitment agency called UPSC, and to recruit people into all India services and central services and some even Group B central services, UPSC conducts various types of examination. You can see here UPSC conducts many type of examination, not just UPSC CSE. CSE Civil Services examination is only one particular type of exam in all the examination conducted by UPSC. It is just one particular type. It's not the only exam. There are many examinations. Okay. So what is the purpose of UPSC? UPSC is to recruit all India services, IAS, IPS, only two all India services, not all India services, only IAS and IPS and some central services. Then the third all India service, which is Indian Forest Service, is recruited through a separate exam. However, the same preliminary exam, civil services examination, has three stages: preliminary exam or prelims exam, mains exam, and the interview. Three stages. The first stage, the preliminary exam or prelims exam, is common for both civil services and forest services. Okay. So the same exam conducted for civil services examination as preliminary exam is also utilized as the preliminary exam for forest services. But the mains exam of forest services will be different from mains exam of civil services, and all the other examinations for all the other services are different under UPSC. Okay. So what is civil service examination? Now you have seen the whole thing. You have understood the what and why of UPSC in the context of the country India. So what is civil services examination? It is a national competitive exam. It is a competitive exam. It is not just a interview. It is not just a negotiation process. You will be competing with many lakhs of aspirants across India who are also aspiring to be a civil servant like you. There is a very, very high competition. Then this exam will be conducted by UPSC. It is not by a state public service commission or staff selection commission. So you cannot expect low standards or ordinary standards. The standards will be the highest you have ever seen. And the recruitment is for top level civil services. They are not for ordinary jobs. They are not for low level Group D, Group C. They are not for some attender jobs or casual jobs. They are the topmost civil servant jobs who will be very close to the top level politicians, assisting them in their political functions. So these are for recruitment to top level services like district collector, police commissioner. These are top level civil services. Okay. So what do civil servants do once they got recruited? They will act as the link between people and the government. So these politicians who are ministers, etc., they will sit in headquarters like Delhi, Hyderabad, Vijayawada. So they will sit in the capitals. You are the one. There will be a collector in every district. There will be a proper civil servant at every required level, at every region. So you are the one in actual touch with the common people. You are the link between people and the government. You will be taking feedback from the people and giving it to the government. You will be implementing the decisions of the government, the laws made by the parliament or state legislature on the ground. Okay, and after taking the feedback from the people, you will be advising the ministers and legislatures from the feedback you have taken and expertise you have. Next, why this UPSC CSE is considered difficult? As I told you, this is seen as one of the world's most difficult exam, or even the most difficult exam in the entire world. This is because it is a multi-stage examination. The whole examination cycle, the process from the notification till the final result take more than 1 year. And you will be filtered through various stages. It's not one exam which you will clear and gets recruited. The notification usually comes in January or February month of the year. Then the prelims examination or the preliminary examination will be conducted in the month of May and June, or May or June. Then the mains exam will be conducted in the month of August or September, and the interview will be taken in December or January. All the interviews of all the mains clearing candidates will be conducted between December and January. And the final result, after filtering candidates through all the 3 stages, will be given usually in March or April. And this prelims exam, you should know, is only for elimination. It is not the actual examination. It is only for elimination. The selection is done through mains and interview. These are the exams they are using for selection. Okay. So the multi-stage process is one of the reasons why this examination is seen as a difficult one. It's not like if you clear prelims and mains this year, but you could not clear the interview or the personality test this year, next year you can directly attend the personality test. It is not like that. You have to start from the beginning altogether again. You have to write prelims again. And if you cannot clear prelims again, then the achievement of previous year, which is clearing prelims and mains, will be annulled. It will be gone. So every year you have to start from the scratch and you have to clear all 3 stages simultaneously in a given examination cycle, in a single year. So that is why this exam is considered very difficult one. Then comes the predictability of questions. As I told you, in our school, college, we were spoon fed. There will be a definite books from which questions will definitely come. There is high level of predictability, but that is not the case with UPSC. The questions can only be predicted up to 70 to 75%. And it is not easy to prepare all the predicted ones. The syllabus is very wide. I will make a separate video on the syllabus. In this particular video, we are not discussing the entire syllabus. Syllabus needs a thorough discussion. It is as wide topic as understanding the basics of UPSC. So syllabus will be a separate video. Please do note that syllabus will be available as separate video in our channel. So the syllabus is very wide. The area of prediction is very wide. So even though you can predict the questions, it is not easy to prepare. This 70 to 75% itself is very hard to prepare. The time is not enough. Still, after all the hard work you have done, there is very high unpredictability. In the exam, if there are 20 questions in the mains, at least 4 or 5 questions will shock you and they decide the rank. In the prelims, if there are 100 questions, 30 questions will shock you and they will decide whether you will clear prelims or not. Then low selection ratio. Usually this is what happens. Figures vary year after year, but on an average every year 10 lakh aspirants will apply for this UPSC CSE exam, and among these prelims will be cleared by roughly 1 lakh. This is not exact figure, it keeps varying every year. But ultimately, those people who will clear mains will stand from 10,000 to 15,000. Not more than 15,000 will clear prelims. So, and after this 10,000 to 15,000, writing the mains, after clearing mains, only around 1,000 people will be finally recruited. Only 1,000 people will clear the interview stage. See, it started as 10 lakh people applying the notification. 1,000 is maximum. There are years UPSC has recruited only 800 people. So, it keeps on varying. It is not an exact figure, but if you take 1,000 as average and 10 lakh people as applying, then the selection ratio is less than 0.1%. So this is a very low selection ratio. There is one important thing you should understand here. If you want to be a software programmer right now, the selection ratio is 100%. You go take a training, learn coding properly in 5 to 6 months. There are many companies who are ready to take you. It is almost 100%. If you want to become a teacher, you can easily become a teacher. There is high selection possibility. But the selection possibility here is less than 0.1%. UPSC or government will not take more civil servants per year than this. Okay? So understand how rare you should be. How rare your skills should be. Okay? Then UPSC is considered difficult because it does analytical evaluation. It's not like you will read all the given information in a book and you will copy paste. You will reproduce the information in the book as you have done in the school or college times. You will not read something and some of the information you have read will be asked in the exam and you will answer. It's not a test of your memory power. It's analytical. It makes you think. You have to think in the middle of the exam and there will not be enough time to think properly. So you have to do all the groundwork before the exam and you have to show your capability in the final exam. So analytical evaluation is very important. That is why this exam is considered very, very difficult. What UPSC CSE is not. It is very important to understand. UPSC CSE is not an exam in which your memory power is tested. Like this is what used to happen in your school days. Rote learning. Learn from the book, copy paste it. It is not only for toppers. Unlike the school and college exams, people who are naturally talented are not the ones who are getting recruited in this exam. As I told you, the whole examination process takes more than 1 year. And with the level of the competition we have, usually people needs at least 2 years of preparation. At least 2 years of preparation. It is more than that. The minimum requirement is 2 years. The process itself is 1 year. And with the level of competition, you cannot wait for starting preparation for notification. You have to start your preparation at least 6 to 7 months before notification. So 6 to 7 months before notification, the process of notification more than 1 year. So the whole process of preparation is at least 2 years if you clear in the first single attempt. For anyone who are not clearing the attempt, they have to give altogether another year again. It takes another 1 more year. So for every attempt of yours, 1 year keeps on adding. So this exam has a very high cost on our life. You will be in your valuable 20s, the most energetic youth in your valuable 20s, and if you are spending this much time in a single exam, it will cost you very dearly. Okay, so understand the long-term process of this exam. Now what I am telling you here. So this exam requires more than natural talent. It requires patience. It requires consistency. It requires consistency. It is a marathon. It is not just a single exam which you will clear and get selected. It's not a bank exam, prelims clear, mains clear, you will get recruited within 5 or 6 months. This is a marathon. It requires many more skills. So people usually doing the most hard work will beat the people who are having natural talent but does not do the hard work or will not be consistent. So here patience, consistency, hard work matters most than natural talent. And many people who are talented but does not bring their talent in their school times or college times usually brings their natural talent out at this phase of their life. Okay, so it is very important to understand those school toppers, those college toppers are not having any advantage here. If you are not a topper in your school or college, it's completely fine. Show patience, show consistency, show hard work, show smart work, bring out the hidden talents. Now this is the time you can clear the exam. Okay. Sorry. Another common myth about this exam is that UPSC is IAS. No. IAS or Indian Administrative Service is only one of the services of the 23 to 24 civil services UPSC recruits. There are 24 different type of civil services for which this examination is conducted. There is Indian Administrative Service, there is Indian Police Service, there is Indian Foreign Service, there is Indian Revenue Service, there is Indian Audit Service, there is Indian Postal Service. So there are various kinds of civil services. IAS is only one particular type. But you will see all the coaching academies having IAS in their name. They will equate civil services with IAS. Of course, IAS is the most demanded, most prestigious civil service among all of these 24 types of services. But out of the 1000 posts which UPSC releases every year, only maximum 150 to 200 posts will be IAS. All the remaining 700, 800 are not IAS. But coaching institutions will not tell you this. UPSC is not just IAS, there are many more. For some people, the non-IAS posts actually suit better. If you are someone who likes working abroad, Indian Foreign Service suits you more. If you are someone who feels police are more powerful, IPS suits you more. If you are someone who are very good with finances, Indian Audit Services or Account Services suits you best. So it depends on particular individual. Understand, UPSC, IAS not same. And most important of all, UPSC is not a casual career profession you can choose. I am telling you, if you want to be a software programmer right now, a software developer, all it takes is 3 to 4 months of training, learning. There is high certainty you will become what you wanted. If you want to become a teacher, there is high possibility you can become what you wanted. But understand, in this exam, we have seen the probability of getting selected is less than 0.1%. So the certainty, the possibility, the probability in this exam is very, very low. So you cannot choose this as a casual career option. It is not something you chooses. Either UPSC chooses you or not. You have to try your best to convince UPSC you have got what it takes. If you cannot convince, please do move on. Life is more than UPSC. There are many things. How many UPSC civil servants you know in life? All the names you can remember of all the successful people are not UPSC aspirants. In fact, UPSC civil service servants are expected to work in silence. They are not allowed to publicize everything on social media. They are not allowed to share everything with the media. They are expected to work in silence. All the credit will be taken by political executive. When all the actual work is done by permanent executive, all the credit will be taken by political executive. So this is not some casual career option which you will choose. So do not see UPSC as a job like bank jobs. This is not a just casual job. If you want proper finances, proper financial security, proper job, go for banks, go for central government jobs, prepare for staff selection commission. UPSC is a higher calling. It is a higher calling. Okay, you will do your hard work for some years. If you clear it, everything is fine. If you don't clear it, Okay, move on to some other thing. Be successful in some other way. Don't spend years and years in this without doing anything else. Don't lose your self-respect and lose everything in this exam. Understand? It's not about just your talent. The very nature of the exam is very difficult, very less probability. Too many people are aspiring to be civil servants. Posts are very less. Okay? And the world is not fair. It is perfectly possible you might be the most capable person, most deserved person in India, still not picked by UPSC. It is possible. The world is not fair. You have prepared very hard for 2 years, but during the examination, you have caught fever. You have met some accident, or you could not reach the exam hall in time, or some relative of yours has died. Anything is possible. Life is not fully fair, so do not brood over it for years and years. If you have cleared it, everything is good and fine, great. You have met your higher calling or reached the success in some other way. Ultimate goal should be to become successful in one way or another. UPSC is just one way to it. What UPSC actually testing through this civil services examination? Okay, you will be tested for analytical thinking, not your descriptive thinking, not your memory power. You have to understand the links between various concepts. Take Naxalism in India. Why is there Naxalism? Is it just a security issue? No. Many tribal areas are having genuine lack of development. People have genuine reasons to become Naxals, to become Maoist. When you understand the actual reasons behind a problem, then you can solve it. Why there are many cyber attacks in India? Why there are many cyber attacks happening in India? Is it just lack of technology? Is it because India does not have poor technology? No, this is not the only reason. It's not just about firewalls. It's not just about internet. There are many more things. Like there is lack of proper governance. It can also be a governance issue. There is no proper law in India. So if someone is resorting to cyber attack, they can escape easily. That is why they are doing this. If there is a proper law, even if there is no proper technology, still they will not resort to this cyber attack because they will be punished very severely. Then there is also behavioral issue. These cannot be known by common man. Why cyber attacks happen? Because people put poor passwords. Many people put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as password. They are very negligent with their passwords. They will receive a call and they will say it is a call from bank. They request the OTP to update their KYC and people will share it. So only an expert can know. Only a person who does analytical thinking can know. Cyber attacks are more than a technological issue. They are related to governance and behavioral. Common man only thinks it is the only reason. As an expert, you are supposed to understand beyond this. Then only you can address a problem in its entirety. Till you do not understand this, you cannot solve the problem fully. Why the pollution in India? Right now, the pollution in Delhi cannot be solved fully. There is a severe pollution problem in New Delhi, the capital of India. Only when you understand all the possible sources of the pollution, then only you can address all the problems, each source wise. Okay, if you do not understand, pollution in Delhi is being caused by fires from Punjab, these crop fires from Punjab, agricultural fires from Punjab, then you cannot solve the problem. Only when you understand some farmers in Punjab are burning their crop residues and all of this smoke is coming to Delhi, then only you can solve the problem. Okay, so UPSC is testing your analytical thinking and your decision making. I will explain this decision making and ethical judgment both with a single example. You have to make ethical judgments in your job. You have to take tough decisions, proper decisions, and how you will do it, whether you have the capability to do it or not, UPSC will test you. You are a district collector. Now there is a very severe cyclone in your district. Many millions are affected. People are in a very vulnerable situation, everyone is affected by cyclone. Now you are distributing the aid, the food to all the people who are living in remote regions, severely affected. Floods came and they were cut off from the mainstream, the main roads. They are not receiving food. You are providing food and all type of medicines to everyone. There may be pregnant women, there may be children, there may be old women, many kinds of vulnerable people, and your presence is absolutely needed in that kind of situation. You are dealing with the aftermath of a very, very severe cyclone. Now, when you are doing this, you got a call that your parent has died, or your children is in hospital, or your spouse is in hospital. Something terrible happened to you at personal level. What you will do? If you will leave this whole cyclone situation, all your district to someone else, you are not a responsible civil servant. At the same time, if you stay carrying out this operation and does not care about your personal situation, if your parent died, is it not your responsibility to go and see? So, here you have to make a very conscious, very responsible decision. Real life is very complex. Real life is full of ethical dilemmas. So you have to make a proper decision here in this situation. Like even if you go to home, you have to continuously monitor what is happening here. You have to give specific instructions to your subordinate. You will duly inform your superior to place someone more competent or similarly competent like you, because you have got an emergency scenario at personal level also. Dealing with two things at once will definitely drain your energy, will compromise your leadership quality. So taking proper decisions at proper times is very important. Whether you got this ability or not, UPSC will definitely test you. And there is something called administrative aptitude. The natural leadership talent people have. The natural talent. Some people are natural leaders. Okay? It's not just something you are born with. It can be developed. You do training. You analyze your behavior. You think like next time I will do like this. So this aptitude or natural talent can be developed also. Or some people are naturally born with it. So whether people got this administrative aptitude, the natural talent, now there are two communities, Hindus and Muslims are fighting. How you will diffuse the situation? You cannot take sides. Your intent is to save lives. You have to smartly manage these two groups to stop killing each other. Okay, this is what administrative aptitude is. Okay, so UPSC tests whether you got all of this. And how UPSC is testing this? In mains exam, they will put various papers like general studies papers or GS papers and ethics paper and essay paper, optional paper. So UPSC is testing all of these through various papers. And prelims is only for elimination. It is not to test any of your capability, only your basic knowledge, etc. Preliminary exam is mostly for elimination, because there are 10 lakh people applying. UPSC cannot conduct this severe rigorous mains exam for all of these 10 lakh aspirants. It is logistically not possible. So UPSC is using an elimination exam called preliminary examination. So please understand which is the actual exam. Mains is the actual exam. Prelims exams are not counted in the final selection. Mains and interview marks are considered in the final selection. So these are selection, this is just elimination. Okay. Hope you have understood what is UPSC is looking for. So what are various services recruited under this UPSC CSE? Okay. It keeps on varying, but on an average 20 to 24 different types of services UPSC recruits. The actual particular set of services which are recruited every year are given in that particular year notification. Okay. You can see here IS or Indian Administrative Service, Foreign Service, IFS, Police Service, IPS, etc. There are many services. Please pause this slide and read if you want to. Okay. Then what is the exam pattern of UPSC CSE? So as I told you, there are 3 stages. The pattern consists of 3 stages: preliminary exam or prelims exam, mains exam, and interview, or UPSC calls it personality test. They will analyze your personality. Okay, it is personality test. They will analyze your personality. Okay. So 3 stages, and only mains and interview marks are taken into consideration for final selection. Prelims is not considered for final selection, but you have to clear this. It is mandatory to clear this exam. Only those people who clear prelims are eligible to appear in mains, and those people who are clearing mains are only eligible to appear in interview. Okay, so in preliminary exam you will be given two papers. One general studies paper. What is general studies? All this history, geography, okay, polity, economy, all of these general studies subjects are given in this GS paper or general study paper, which is conducted in the morning. In the same day, afternoon session, you will be given a paper called CSAT. What is this? CSAT, it is Civil Services Aptitude Test. In this, you will be tested basic maths, okay, basic reasoning skills, basic English. These are called CSAT. Okay, so both paper 1 in the morning and paper 2 in the afternoon, each are for 200 marks. And see here, there is an asterisk adjacent to this CSAT. This asterisk means it is only qualifying in nature. You have to compulsorily attend this exam, but you cannot compete. You don't need to compete with other aspirants. So the exam is for 200 marks. You have to score only 33% here. Okay, 33% of this 200 marks, it is enough. When you score this minimum 33%, whether you are clearing this prelims or not is decided by this morning paper, GS paper. Okay, they will decide a cutoff. Let's say out of this 200, if they decide some cutoff as 80 marks, all the people who are scoring more than 80 in this morning GS paper, they will be allowed to appear for mains, subject to they will be scoring at least 33% in this afternoon exam. Okay, now people who are clearing prelims, they will be eligible to appear in the mains. In the mains, you will have total 9 exams, 9 paper. Each is of 3 hours duration. So it is a very rigorous exam. See, 9 exams, each of 3. The total exam duration itself is 27 hours. No exam does this. No exam in the world is testing for this many hours. A candidate, you will be tested almost more than 30 hours throughout the whole process. Prelims, 2 hours each, 4 hours, 27 plus 4, 31. Then interview is roughly half an hour to 1 hour. So the total examination process is around 32 hours. They will be distributed, but see, so you will be tested more than for 1.5 days. The testing process itself is 1.5 days combined. Okay, so in the main, there are 9 papers, 3 hours each. There are 2 language papers. One is Indian language paper. Everyone has to appear in some Indian language. If your mother tongue is Telugu language, you can choose Telugu language. You have to mandatorily write it. If your mother tongue is Tamil, you have to write this particular paper in Tamil. Okay, except some Northeast students, etc. In notification, some exemptions were given to some particular set of people. Except those people, it is compulsory to write for all of other people, other aspirants. Then English paper is mandatory for everyone. Every UPSC aspirant has to clear this English language paper. Okay, these are also having asterisk adjacent to them. So these are also qualifying in nature. Their marks are not considered for competition. You just have to score 25% marks here. Here 33%. In prelims CSAT, qualification is 33%. Here paper is for 300 marks. In this you have to score 25%. That means you have to score only 75 marks. If you score more than 75 marks, it is enough. Whether you score 180 or you score 76 does not matter. Both are qualified, both are same. These two particular papers are not counted for final calculation. Okay. Then comes GS papers of the mains exams. There are 5 GS or general studies papers. Now these are different from the GS paper here. This is objective. So the prelims is in objective in format. There will be MCQs, multiple choice questions. Okay, objective papers. But mains is descriptive. They will give questions. You have to write answer in 2 pages or 3 pages. In essay, you are expected to write an essay in 10 to 12 pages. Okay, so descriptive, you have to describe the given question. And there are 5 GS papers. Okay, in the next video which we will make on the syllabus, there will be a separate video on the syllabus. Okay, there will be a separate video on the syllabus. So please do watch that video on our channel for the syllabus. Here I am not discussing the syllabus. So there are 5 GS papers, each consisting of 250 marks, and these are considered for competition. Then there are something called 2 optional papers. In the next slide, we will come to what are optional. Understand? There are 2 papers called optional papers. Both of them are single subject. In every GS paper, you will read multiple subjects. Like in GS paper 1, you will read art and culture, you will read history, you will read Indian society, you will read geography. There are multiple subjects embedded in a single paper. But optional paper is not like that. Here, there is one subject divided into 2 papers. And each paper is 250. Okay, so all of these 7 papers will be considered for final evaluation. How much you score in these papers matters. Then the interview test or personality test is for 275 marks. You will be physically facing set of people from this agency UPSC. There will be a board. You will be walking into a room where 4 or 5 people sit around you. They are experts in many fields. They will ask you questions as an interview. You will answer them. Okay, they will analyze your personality, how you are answering. Your knowledge is already tested in the mains. They are not looking for your knowledge. They are looking for other skills you got. This administrative capability, this analytical thinking. Okay, so they are testing your personality here. That is why this is called personality test. And this is done for 275 marks. Okay. So syllabus is discussed as separate video. Now for mains, the answer writing becomes very important. For mains, the answer writing becomes very important because it is descriptive. You have to write answers in 2 to 3 pages. How you have to write is very important. I will take a separate answer writing series. So answer writing is also not being discussed here. It is a separate video you can find on our channel. Okay. Then the total marks finally considered for final selection is 7 GS papers, 7 into 250, 1750 plus 275 for interview. So final consideration will be out of 225. So this exam is very difficult, very lengthy, very high standard. You have to prepare for 2 years. Is this possible for a common person? Is this possible for any human? There is one important thing you have to realize here. See this final mark sheet. This person called Shakti Dubey, she has cleared prelims, she has written mains, she has cleared mains, and she has cleared mains and attended interview. And after interviews, she was recommended. She was recruited by the UPSC, and her marks out of 2025. Out of the total 2025 marks across mains and interviews, she has scored 1043. That means just above 50%, slightly above 50%. Do you know what is her rank? She is All India rank 1. There is no person in India scored higher than her in that particular year in this examination. She is All India rank 1, Shakti Dubey, 2024. And she has scored slightly above 50%. See, in college or in school, if you are scoring 50% means you are a backward student. And in UPSC, if you are scoring 50% means you are All India topper. See, another person's scorecard, this is in the year 2023. He scored 1099 out of 2025, and again he is All India rank 1. He is also scoring slightly above 50%. So understand the level of difficulty here. Difficulty is very high, but please do not chase perfection. The very important thing to understand here is that you do not have to score 100%. You do not have to go after 90%, 80%, 10 points like you have done in your college or in your school. Perfection ruins everything here. Do better than all the other aspirants, that is enough. Understand your competition, beat the competition. 50%. If you have done 50% of what you are supposed to do, you will be All India topper. Okay? Hope you have understood. Now let us understand the time, effort and seriousness you have to give to this exam. Let us do a reality check. The reality is that the whole examination process takes more than 1 year. This we have already seen. Then there are 2 objective exams in the prelims, 9 written exams in the mains, 2 language paper and 5 GS paper and 2 optionals. Then there is 1 interview very lengthy process, very diverse process. You are tested objectively through MCQs, you are tested subjectively through descriptive process, you are directly tested through interview process. It's not that they are testing you remotely through some examination, they are calling you to Delhi, they are conducting interviews face to face. So in all the possible ways you are being tested. And it is a multi-year preparation process required at least 2 years. Okay, so I told you this examination requires multiple skills like consistency, patience, hard work, etc. So who can prepare this exam? People who have all these requirements, people who have all this patience, people who can do this hard work for this 1 or 2 years, etc., are usually more qualified, more suited. Okay, we will continue this. Let us see what is optional subject. So in the mains exam, we were told there are 2 optional papers. What are these optional papers? So UPSC will give you some options. Why it is called optional? It is not optional because you can skip it. You cannot skip it. It is mandatory. It is called optional not because you can skip it. It is called optional because UPSC will give you options in choosing the subject. You will be given some set of subjects like sociology, anthropology, political science, geography, maths. You have to choose one among them. So every student has this option of choosing. That is the meaning of optional. So you will choose one subject, but whatever the subject you will choose, you have to write 2 papers on it. Everyone will have 2 papers in the mains. And the 2 papers will have 500 marks together. So I told you every GS paper will have multiple subjects and each GS paper is 250. Here the 2 papers of optional combined 500 marks. So it is equal to the total marks of 2 GS papers. And in every GS paper there are 3 to 4 subjects. That means the optional subject which you are going to choose will have the weightage equal to 7 or 8 subjects at least. See here. So here you can see all the things common to everyone. These are the things common to every aspirant regardless of which optional subject you will choose. Then UPSC will give you some options like you can choose some social sciences, economics, geography, history, etc. You can choose engineering subjects. There will be a list UPSC will give to you. You have to choose within that list only. Okay, you can choose sociology, you can choose law, you can choose medical science, you can choose any of the science, agriculture, botany, chemistry, etc. You can choose commerce subject, you can choose any of the languages. If you are well versed with Telugu literature, you can choose Telugu literature. If you are well versed with Tamil language, you can choose Tamil language literature. If you are good in Hindi literature, you can choose Hindi literature as optional subject. But whatever the optional subject you will choose, you will write 2 papers on it. And it is more important than 2 GS subjects. Optional is usually the one which decides the rank. And so among these given options, which you will choose, which you have to choose, this discussion we will have as a part of separate video. How to choose the right optional subject which suits you is not discussed here. Okay, there will be a separate video on this because it is also an elaborate discussion. So all the elaborate discussions like syllabus, answer writing, optional, how to choose optional, etc. All of these are discussed as separate videos. I don't want to make this video more lengthy. Okay. So first understand the importance of optional. Whatever the optional you choose, understand the importance here. See the marks of this topper, All India Rank 1. Optional marks compared to other GS subjects marks. So she is obviously scoring here more than all the GS subjects. So optional marks are very important in deciding the rank. Again, see the next year topper also, who are scoring more marks here. Okay, more in optional paper than in GS. Okay, so every topper usually scores more in optional. Optional is fixed subject which you are supposed to be an expert in. If you choose sociology, you are expected to be an expert in sociology. If you choose medical science, you are expected to be an expert in this medical science. So that is why you can score more in this subject. Okay. Then why has UPSC has optional? First one is academic depth. Take COVID. If every collector in India, every civil servant in India is same, government will have a problem. Government needs some people who can exclusively manage relations with US. So US has a president like Donald Trump who is seen as a crazy person. So someone should have that expertise to deal with this set of government, US government. Someone should be able to deal with China, which is a completely different type of government. Now someone should deal with this Naxalism issue, which is very complex in itself. Someone should be expert in security fields. Someone should be able to deal with COVID-like scenario. In 2020, there is a COVID-19 pandemic across the world. So when such a pandemic comes, someone who is an expert in medical science will help you. If there is a communal problem in a given area, you need a sociologist, someone who is an expert in social sciences, sociologist, there to help you solve it. So government needs every administrator who knows the basics in every field, in every region. If you are posted in Jammu and Kashmir, you should know the basic culture about Jammu and Kashmir. If you are posted in Tamil Nadu, you should know that this Tamil Nadu has a dominant Tamil language. So you should know the basics in everything, but you should also be an expert in one particular field so that there is some diversity among civil servants. All the civil servants in India come from diverse backgrounds and they will make our civil servant culture rich. Government has a lot of options to choose to deal with different problems. Government can get different advices from different experts. Okay. So in this GS papers, you are expected to have wide knowledge. Here width is preferred over depth, but in optional depth is preferred. Okay. The syllabus will be limited. This is limited syllabus in optional and depth is expected. You are expected to read more about limited issues. But in GS, you are expected to read less about wide number of issues, many number of issues. GS syllabus is very wide. It is usually joked that everything under the sun comes under the GS syllabus of UPSC. Okay, so this is the reason UPSC is including diverse number of optionals. Different people has different specialization, choose different optionals, bring so much diversity into the UPSC. Then comes academic depth. So if you choose a particular optional, let's say you choose sociology, you are expected to have in-depth in all of the sociological topics. So optional paper will test your depth in all of these sociological topics. Okay. So these are comprehensive list of subjects given as options to all the aspirants by the UPSC. So we have a related channel, Bharat Kranti Sociology. So we have a channel called Bharat Kranti Sociology. Please refer to it for sociological content. Okay. Who should think of UPSC? So now you have all the basic information. Why there is such thing called UPSC? Why is government or UPSC recruiting people into it? What are these civil services? What is the total examination process, cycle, the pattern? What are the standards? Okay, what they are looking for, and what is optional? Answer writing, there is something called answer writing, there is a wide syllabus, optional depth, GS syllabus, width, etc. Now you know all the basic things you should know about this UPSC. Then now it is the time to ask yourself the question, should you be preparing for UPSC? The questions to ask is, do you have interest in public issues? Do you enjoy helping people? Do you enjoy solving public problems? Like there is a Naxalism problem in the central and eastern India. COVID suddenly became a problem to everyone. Okay, so society constantly faces these kind of challenges. If you are someone helping the government in solving these kind of problems, this is very suited to you. Then long-term commitment. As we have seen, UPSC preparation itself takes at least 2 years based on the number of attempts you are giving. Every year keeps on adding. There will be some UPSC aspirants preparing for 7 or 8 years or more. Okay, so UPSC preparation takes a very long-term commitment. This is not a casual employment. So if you are someone looking for just for power, just to give a trial, you want to do this job, you are not suited to this. Those who are having the patience and consistency to give this long-term commitment, only they are suited. You should be comfortable with uncertainty. So when you are preparing something for this long, 2 years, 3 years, etc., many things will happen. Sometimes a lifetime can happen in the given 1 to 2 years. Your friends will get married, they will have children, and they will get divorced, or they will have second children. Many things will happen. Okay, so life becomes so much uncertain. You will never know whether you will clear this year or not. You will go till interview and you will fail in the interview. Next year you cannot clear prelims. Prelims very unpredictable. So many questions come to your mind. There will be a lot of uncertainty. Only those people who can survive the hardship, who can endure every day, day after day, till the end, till they achieve success. Whether it takes 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, or 5 years, people who can withstand uncertainty till the end, only they are suited. And it requires an unimaginable level of self-discipline. Not everyone has self-discipline. Today you will be disciplined, tomorrow you will be disciplined. Today you will see a motivational movie and you are in very high motivation. That motivation disappears within a few days. Then your discipline goes away. So for this, throughout 2 years, 3 years, 4 years period, every day you have to read newspaper. Every day you have to write this answer writing practice. You have many GS papers to read, make notes. You have many optional papers in which you are supposed to become an expert. So this is too much preparation. So there is a very high requirement of self-discipline. You have to read for 14-15 hours every day. And this you have to do every day for the 2 to 3 years at least. And you should not be bogged down by temporary failures. This year you cannot clear, you should not give up. You should start all over again, work more hard than next year, more disciplined than next year. Okay. So people who are having very high level of self-discipline, if you are fixated on preparing for UPSC, understand there will be sacrifices. You have to make sacrifices. Sacrifices are part of any successful journey. Without sacrifices, there is no success. Okay. Hope you have understood all of this. So what does UPSC ultimately require? It requires structured, conceptual and honest preparation. And we promise you, if you keep following our channel, we will provide all the resources in helping you in doing this structured, conceptual, honest preparation. We will give our 10% definitely, and we will guide you on how to do your 90%. Okay. All you have to do is please keep sharing and subscribing to our content. Please do keep encouraging us. Thank you. Thank you so much.